And welcome back, sports fans. We are getting you ready for the big Western Final Showdown this Sunday, 5 p.m. here in the Maritimes. You're going to see Winnipeg Blue Bombers take on Saskatchewan Roughriders, and we've got our own Riverview native, Mike Miller, coming to you here from the Peg. Mike, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Good to see you. I guess I can officially call you now the all-time leading tackler here, special teams in the CFL. Last time we were chatting was before the year off, so able to break that record this year. All-star nod as well this year, two-time Grey Cup champ, so congrats on all the success so far this year. But obviously you guys are in prep week here, getting ready for a big Western Final Showdown with your, I guess, prairie rival here, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tell us a little bit of what you guys have lined up here for this week going into the big showdown Sunday.
I'm basically just going to get into her again after having the first round bye.
Yep.
It's nice to know that we have a opponent now to prepare for. So we're looking forward to getting into the swing of the week this week.
Yeah, obviously you guys played twice this year. The Banjo Bowl, obviously the big rivalry between Saskatchewan and Winnipeg. Already beat them twice this year. That was a number of weeks ago. They've improved a fair bit since then. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. What do you guys have any adjustments or any obviously I guess adaptations you're going to implement here for this week coming up, where you guys know each other so well?
Yeah, no, it's been a few weeks since we played them since Labor Day. That was the last time we played them, and they were back-to-back games. So
yep.
We hadn't seen them in a while, but I know our coaches are going to have us, locked in and have a good game plan going into this week and put us in a situation to be successful.
Yeah, well, they've done a great job of that this year so far. You guys are 11-3. Obviously, had the first round bye here in the West, first place. But obviously, coming off of the COVID break here, you guys were off for a year. For a guy like yourself, special team monster, how was it on the body being off for a year and then just lacing up the cleats and running full speed downfield and blowing somebody up? Was there a little bit of, time to ease into it, or was it just pretty much full go, lace them up and get right back into it?
Yeah, no, definitely. There were, having that long layoff, it was definitely tough, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Getting back into camp and into the game. Yep. I had a good, long off season of training and with Michael Johnson there, and he really helped me out, make sure that I was ready to go.
Yep. Yeah. So you get to do some training in Moncton Riverview here when you were home. Was it more stuff on the turf? Were you out doing some plyos and calisthenics, or was it more in the gym, or was it even just sort of letting the body heal and recover after 10 plus years here in the CFL?
No, it was a mix of both. Make sure that I was, staying in game shape. So we were on the turf or in, the basketball gym when there was snow on the ground.
Yep.
And then trying to stay in the weight room as well and keep the strength up and, try to put a load on the body so that, that's the closest thing you can get is simulating, like being hit and tackling.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if people appreciate enough sort of game speed. We know when you're, busting down the field full speed, some pretty big impact, some pretty big contact that you guys put your bodies through. Hard to simulate maybe for the fans sitting in the sideline, but like you said, it might take a couple hits to knock the rust off when you get back out there, was it?
For sure. Yeah, it definitely was. And, I definitely missed the soreness of, the couple of days after a game. It was kind of nice to get back into the feel of that again. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like you said, even when we were talking to Jake Thomas earlier, he's sort of like, I almost like being hurt. I like being sore because I know I'm, in game shape, and it's sort of easy to get going again for the next week. So, like I said, it certainly has a toll on the body. But like you said, were recognized this year for breaking the all-time special team tackles. I know some of your coaches and teammates were rocking some GOAT 24 shirts. Obviously calling you the GOAT here as the, basically, like I said, the record holder, not just for Canadians, but for, the CFL all time. So quite an accomplishment. I know you're a pretty humble guy. They had you ISO'd or mic'd up the game after on TSN. Maybe tell us a little bit of what it was like sort of having
some added attention and being mic'd up during the game after you broke the record.
Yeah, no, I try to, stay humble and everything like that. And I'm not a big fan of, being in the limelight. So,
Yeah.
so it was, it was funny with, the shirts and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
But I basically told everybody now we can just kind of move on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but it shows how tight you guys are as a team. Like, a lot of love in that locker room for the players, and it seems like you guys miss being away from each other for that year. Maybe talk a little bit about how tight you guys are as a team, as a family, and what it was like sort of reuniting with all your teammates after being on that year off break.
Yeah, no, we have a great locker room full of guys, and everybody's looking out for each other, and putting in the work for each other, and we play for each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love in our locker room, and it's just one of those things that you can't describe in the locker room when you got such a good group of guys, and everything just kind of meshes, and you can look to the guy next to you and know that he's putting all his effort into things as much as you are.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, like you said,
a lot of respect.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can sort of see that from the outside looking in, the amount of respect you guys have for each other. And like I said, I think Coach O'Shea does a good job of sort of cultivating that culture and allowing you guys to sort of have those type of relationships. Maybe tell us a little bit about what Coach O'Shea, being a Canadian as well, sort of the leaderships he's provided here for you guys off the field in terms of the camaraderie with the team, but allowing you guys to get it done on the field here as well.
Yeah, no, Osh does a really good job of, reiterating that you got to play for the guy next to you, and he was a player for a long time in the CFL, and so you respect, all the stuff that he's done, and he's been through it all the same way that everybody else has in the locker room. So
yeah,
it's pretty easy guys to follow when you want to listen to everything and soak up what he's got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like you said, he's got you guys rolling this year. A fair bit, I guess, not has changed, but 2019 when you guys beat Hamilton in the Grey Cup, a bit of offense at that time was sort of a split between Collaros and Kris Streveler. Streveler sort of had a couple running packages. Collaros, airing the ball out a little more downfield, and obviously you guys had the best run game in the league here with Andrew Harris, who could be questionable here for the weekend. But you guys really, without Streveler this year, it's been Collaros from the word go, and you guys have really adapted and really opened up the passing game here downfield with Lawler and Dembski. Maybe tell us a little bit about how the offense has evolved here a bit without Streveler and how you guys have been so successful this year.
Yeah, no, Buck's done a really good job of getting the guys ready and prepared for each week. It helps to have an extraordinary O-line in front of us, very talented, like a receiver and even running backs and quarterback. The depth and next man up mentality has always been huge in our locker room.
Yep.
And I feel like we've done a really good job of just executing and staying on the field and not taking too many penalties and being smart.
Yep. Well, like you said, Harris has been down since week 10, and you guys have just kept on winning even in his absence. So that's a kudos to everybody. Like you said, the next man up sort of mentality. Everybody stepping up and doing their job. Going into this week here with Saskatchewan. They come off a tight game here with Calgary, came down to a late second field goal. Fajardo did throw 4 picks. Another big consistent with your team, a big reason for the success has been that defense. Obviously, Jake Thomas, D-line, Willie Jefferson, Adam Bighill. They've pretty much been the steady constant for the last couple of years here on that back end for you guys. Maybe tell us a little bit about what they've meant to your team here this year.
Oh man, they've been unreal. They've been dominating. They've been causing havoc in the backfield. We've had a couple of young guys who stepped up at DB as well and had absolutely unreal years or a year.
Yep.
And, just everybody has been, doing their part, and those guys have been stellar of, like keeping offenses at bay.
Mm-hmm. Well, game coming up this week, going to be outdoors in Winnipeg in December. Tell us a little bit about mentally getting prepared to play in these type of elements here in Manitoba here in the winter.
Yeah, no, it's a mental thing. It's going to be cold. You just got to accept the fact that it's going to be cold, and you got to do everything to just mentally be ready to grind it out. And I think we've been practicing it, and our teams embraced the cold, and we're definitely ready for whatever weather is thrown at us.
Yep. Well, I always loved Bud Grant, former Blue Bombers coach from Winnipeg, coached the Minnesota Vikings. He'd come out in the short sleeves in December just to prove that it's mind over matter sort of thing. So, like I said, definitely could be a home field advantage here for you guys this weekend. Obviously not looking past the Western Final here against Saskatchewan, but hey, the Grey Cup is going to be down the road in Hamilton here. You're 2 wins away. Basically, you've already got two Grey Cups, 2 Grey Cup rings on your fingers. What would it be for you guys to have an opportunity to defend, as you're still the reigning Grey Cup champs, but have an opportunity to get back to the big show and defend and possibly win another one?
I mean, that's the ultimate goal, in professional sports, is to win the championship. And if we're fortunate to get back there, we got a big test for us, this weekend that we got to focus on first. And then if we're able to get by there, then it'll be awesome to be back there and hopefully be able to host the cup again.
Yep. How great's it been to be able to have some fans in attendance here as well? Obviously, with some of the COVID restrictions, home field advantage a big thing. You get some pretty wild fans in Winnipeg. How big of an advantage is that going to be to have 30,000 plus here in attendance?
Well, definitely, helps out the atmosphere of the game. And, we've been very fortunate here in Winnipeg to be able to have, most of the fans in the stands for most of the season.
Yep.
And unreal fan base, and they rock that place when, once it's kickoff.
Yeah. Yeah. Have your parents or family been able to get out to catch a couple games?
My mom was able to catch a game in Toronto,
nice.
But for the most part, no, it's been a little bit tough with COVID and stuff. But
yeah. Well, that's hopefully. Yeah. It would be nice if they could maybe make it to Hamilton here in a couple of weeks to maybe take in a game there. If you guys happen to make it on to the Grey Cup, obviously we're going to be watching this Sunday 5 o'clock kickoff. Keep an eye out for number 24, Riverview boy Mike Miller, going to be lighting it up. Not to mention our buddy Jake Thomas from Fredericton, number 95. I wanted to wish you all the best this weekend. We're going to be excited to watch it, and go get yourself another one, man. It's going to be great.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks.
Awesome. And a big thank you to Mike Miller. Always appreciate him taking some time out here, especially during a big game week here. Like I said, Western Final. Looking forward to seeing that. You can catch it here in the Maritimes Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock. Kickoff time. Going to have a chance to go for a 3rd Grey Cup possibly. He's already got 2 in the bag. Like I said, Blue Bombers are looking great. Hard to beat a team 3 times. Like I said, Saskatchewan's gotten better the last couple of weeks, but it's going to be fun to watch. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to coming up after the break here too. We're going to talk some Vanier Cup. We're going to talk some hockey with Nick Jansen, Executive Director, Hockey MB. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Rogers TV.
Hi everyone, I'm Arash Madani from Sportsnet. You are watching Across the Line, the #1 sports talk show in all of New Brunswick.